Oi, oi, all right, how's it going? I'm Grant, this is Doodle Review. Getting to the end of Punk Week, this time taking a look at a debut that came out a couple of months ago. Koyo are the relatively new band formed in 2020 out of Stony Brook, New York. As is kind of the norm with bands in any sort of punk scene, the members all have priors in various other groups, but this one seemed to have stuck, like capturing the imagination of listeners and those in the industry, resulting in a pretty rapid rise. In 2022 they signed to Pure Noise Records, joining both proven legends like Terror and the Bouncing Souls, as well as budding legends like Knocked Loose and Drug Church. I was actually lucky enough to catch these guys at a really small pub show back in the summer. Without knowing any of the music, I still had a really great time. The band had high energy and there was some fans like putting it all out there in the pit, which made for a great vibe. Despite the fun at the show, I did end up with a kind of whiplash when Would You Miss It came out, because live I didn't really pick up on any of the pop punk or emo influences this album clearly and quite proudly flaunts in its track list. Live you could definitely detect that Koyo lean on the melodic side of hardcore, but in the sped up, high energy and raw presentation of a small punk show, things like earnest vocal harmonies and dramatic arpeggiated strings ringing out just get lost or pass you by, especially as a first time listener. As it goes though, Koyo do this slightly pop punk, slightly emo infused melodic hardcore sound a lot of it justice, but your enjoyment I think will depend on your tolerance for that cloying earnestness and sickly sweet melodramatic riffs that can follow this style. To me, I find there's mostly enough edge to keep me on side, with some notable exceptions. Life's a Pill manages to work in the Avril Lavigne Skater Boy riff, while Message Like a Bomb has a massive Make Damn Sure Taking Back Sunday vibe. Both cynically feel a bit planted for maximum subliminal nostalgia. Showcasing the industry support for this band, the latter even features Daryl Palumbo, but very much in his Head Automatica wheelhouse rather than Glassjaw. Palumbo isn't the only guest here either, and while his song is one of my least enjoyed, the others generate some great moments. Vinny Caruana of The Movie Life lends vocals to What's Left to Say, and Vane provide the heaviest moment, jumping on Flatline Afternoon, both of which are highlights on the record. I find the production of this album overall a little inconsistent, overproduced in some areas and not enough in others. The rhythm guitars on certain tracks like 51st State and Crushed are flat, muddy and shapeless, yet on What's Left to Say they feel really wide, warm and engulfing. There are also a few spots where I detect a little bit of post-performance tweaking at play. While the auto-tune on You're on the List plays more of a stylistic choice, the drums and bass on Anthem sound edited and robotic, something I hear a little throughout the record. It might be the rhythm section is just cursed with being that tight, which if so, fair play, but they don't read as real performances. On the positives though, Joey Chiaramonte certainly proves himself as a charismatic performer on record as he does on stage, and I find the final two tracks, Postcards and Crushed, great examples of this and possibly the best vocals on the entire record. The latter has decent lyrics, earworm melodies and a fun cadence when syncopated against the driving drums. I think this is a band with potential to go really far. It's a little fluffy and cutesy for me in points, and the production could be better, so I'm going to give it a 6 overall, but I'm sure this will find a lot of love with its target audience, and I'll look forward to catching the band live again and hearing more music in the future. But tell me, what did you think? Did I get this right? What was your favourite track? Share some thoughts, show some love, or just hell some fucking abuse in the comments. There are some other videos linked in the description below that you might like. Check them out, and I'll see you for more punk reviews in the next video. Cheers.